In fact, the need was so strong a few years ago. One summer, a teacher brought this book from Ross Greene called Lost at School to the attention of all the other colleagues at Needham Elementary School and said, this summer, I'd like to do a book study. And I said, well, I'll buy the books if you want to kind of lead the study. So Diana Bennis kind of led that online over the summer, and our school staff, about 12 or 13 folks, read the book, and then we chatted about it in a chat online. And it changed the way we do discipline and changed the way we interacted with students when they were in that state of meltdown and concern. So the first thing it did was it changed the way we handle consequences for students. Dr. Ross Greene says that really students suffer natural consequences when they go into that event. The natural consequence of the embarrassment or the missed opportunity because they weren't able to even participate in that event. So that natural consequence was what they were suffering. As a principal or other folks, we were just piling things on top of it. Additional, not natural consequences. So that was one of the points that took a hold with me, and we changed our dissequences in the classroom and things like that. Dr. Greene has a great quotes and great concepts that really have stuck with our whole staff too. Number one is kids will do well if they can. It's not if you watch this video, it's not if they wanna. It's not if they want to. They want to be good. They've just never learned those skills. So that's the approach. The Ross Greene approach is teaching those skills to those students. Much like teaching reading. And this is my biggest aha. Was he said, you don't give a 5-year-old the book and say, okay, read. And then punish them for not being able to read. And we say, 5, 6-year-olds, sit in that chair. And then punish them for not being able to sit in the chair. They've never sat in a chair a day in their life. They've never been to school. And we have 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds that have events that have happened in their life that are going to get in the way of their social emotional learning for them to sit in that chair for 6 hours each day. And he has called an ALSA, and that is the lagging skills and unsolved problems for these students. Well, the 5-year-old can't read this book yet. We have to teach them the alphabet. We have to teach them the letters and the sounds. The 7 and 8-year-old can't sit in that chair yet, or can't learn that throwing the chair is not the right response. You have to teach them. And when he put it in that context, it really made me step back and say, he's got something here. So this is what we would like to do. We would like to meet with Dr. Greene's group. They have a consulting program where they would work with 8 to 10 people from Franklin Community Schools over a 15-week period where they are interacting with us. And they have some modules and some like scenarios. How would you respond to this student? Or what is this child's lagging skill? And you identify it down to the number one skill that you think is going to make the most impact, and that's what you work on. When we're teaching reading to kindergarten, we don't do 26 letters. Here, do them all. We do 1 letter at a time. Same thing. Mm-hmm. We would do this with behavior. We would go back to the most basic skill that's going to make the most impact. Work on that skill, and then scaffold to the next. In our current special education IEP program for the state of Indiana, they have what's called a behavior plan, behavior intervention plan. This behavior intervention plan really morphed last year, where they put it in several different stages and steps to that plan, and it mirrors Dr. Greene's approach to working with students. Here's the most important part of his philosophy. It is a collaborative approach. As adults, we have all of the answers. We know why that kid's doing that. It's because they want attention, or it's because they didn't get sleep last night, or really there's only one person who knows why they're acting that way, and it's the child. So he says, sit down with those children. You have to take time and ask them, what's up? And it may take 10 minutes, it may take 2 or 3 hours. But once that kid builds that rapport with that adult, they'll tell you what's up, whether you're ready to hear it or not. And I've heard a lot of horror stories of what's up to get them, but they'll spill their guts. They'll tell you what's happening. And then you kind of better understand why that child's that way. Or it could be, what's up? And they're like, I really don't understand that kind of math problem. And you're like, oh, well, wait just a minute. Like, this is an easy fix. So there are sometimes those easy fixes, and there are sometimes those big challenges, but that you realize how big a hurdles you have in front of you. I would like to get this started relatively soon, probably after fall break. If we do it after fall break, that 15-week program would allow us to kind of finish first semester and then get a good start in the second semester with that support of those 8 to 10 people, including teachers from grade levels, hopefully Ms. Purlee, myself, our counselor, and other folks at Needham. So, questions about lost at school, Ross Greene approach?
No, the only thing I'll say is I've read the book. I actually met with their group last year, and this is as a parent, not as a school administrator at all, but it was a fundamental shift in how you think about behavior. And it was the most difficult, but yet had the most impact for us. And to me, it worked for us in amazing ways. It really taught us to teach our kids differently instead of the traditional way, which is what we all grew up with. So I'm excited for this journey.